Hello everyone and welcome to another guide for the Elder Scrolls Online in preparation for the release of Morrowind. In this quick tutorial I will cover one of the earliest and most important decisions of the game, character selection. This is something you just have to get right. So what decisions do you want to make and are you going to need to make carefully? And remember, your first character will most likely be your main, so pay attention and save yourself wasting a lot of time. First decision, which class is best? Now this is often not as simple as one is better than the other. Many people will have you know that. It's not true. It's all about knowing which is best for you personally. So I'm going to go over each of the characters in turn and let you make the decision which is best for you. So number one, my personal class, the Nightblade. Probably the most aggressive class. You will not want to pick this class if you are a full defense player. This is all about the offense of the game. Imagine a rogue sort of character. That's the best sort of description I can give to you here. The damage is high, defense is low, and if you can get your sneak gameplay on point, you are going to absolutely tear your opponents down. For Magicka, your biggest assets, without any doubt, are going to be your shields. Your shields are going to help you survive. And by shields, I mean a damage shield. So skills such as Harness Magicka from the Light Armor tree and Healing Ward from the Restoration Staff tree. Absolutely essential to get these on point. If you don't have them up, you will die. Alongside those, you also have two great assets. Cloak. Cloak is going to give you invisibility, which is in turn going to increase your survivability. And Shadow Image. Shadow Image is a very, very amazing ability for kiting an opponent. You can cast an image down, move away from it, and use the teleport to escape your opponents effectively. On the offense side of Magicka, you're going to be looking at a few key abilities here. Merciless Resolve being your bread and butter for burst potential. And if you get the burst down, it can hit incredibly hard and take an enemy down very, very swiftly. Crippling Grasp is going to be a fantastic dot for you. You are definitely going to have that on your bar alongside Funnel Health for sustained damage. Though, of course, variations are always good. Check out my how to make build videos if you do want to make a different build. Sometimes you can see some amazing, amazing builds and definitely work on that in your future. Stamina is a little different. Stamina is a lot simpler and it's all about enormous burst potential through surprise attack and incapacitating strike. So surprise attack from the shadow skills, it's going to give you amazing penetration on enemy, enormous damage, and on top of all of that is very, very easy to cancel off, which I will explain again in another video. Time that with your incapacitating strike to debuff their healing, put up a dot such as poison injection from the bow tree, and you are never going to have a problem with your enemies in the offense front. Defense, not so simple and pretty tough world here. You're going to have to know how to play stamina classes very well. A lot of people underestimate how hard it is to play a stamina Nightblade. So please remember, if you're going to play this, you have two approaches. One, full offense, get the kill or die. Two, if you're a more advanced player, you will eventually learn to survive as well. And how you're going to do this is through dodge rolling, cloak, Resolving Vigor, which is from the Alliance tree. It's a heal over time. And Rally for a burst heal. It's not easy to get survival down, but if you do get it down, and you will see people on the field with it down, you will have amazing burst potential and a reasonable survivability despite poor healing. So next class is the Sorcerer. This is one of the simpler classes to play, especially in Magicka. This is all about shield stacking. Similar to the Nightblade, it offers a lot of defense through shield stacking. It can get a decent sized shield through Hardened Ward in the Summoning tree, and again Harness Magicka from the Light Armor tree. Stack the two of them up, Healing Ward on top if you get low, and you have incredible survivability despite low health. It all generates from your Magicka, allowing you to keep high offense at the same time as a high defense, and the burst damage from the class is amazing. You can stack skills such as Curse, Fury, any sort of ultimate in there at all, frags and crushing shock into just a few game ticks, and your enemy can go from full health to none in a split second. The burst damage is all about this class. This class is the burst damage class. If you're into that, this is your choice. But not only that, this class has amazing mobility. Streak is one of the best assets in the game. If you can use Streak effectively, your survivability is going to be very, very good. You're going to get around your opponents and time your burst. And that is true for stamina as well. So stamina Pretty similar, but at the same time different. You're going to want to use Hurricane. Hurricane is a nice mobility buff, and Streak again for that almost teleport across the map. Combine the two of those for amazing kite ability. But in Stamina, you don't only have the option of Burst. You can also play a lot of dot playstyles. By dot, I of course mean damage over time. A lot of things work here. If there's ever a class that you can customize, but know you can generate both Burst and Mobility, this is the class for you. Okay, on completely the other side of the spectrum, we have the Dragon Knight. And this class is quite literally the definition of tanky. With countless passives benefiting enormous defense and survivability through blocking, this class is without a doubt no joke to kill. But don't assume damage is low. In both Magicka and Stamina, this class has absolutely enormous dot pressure. Again, damage over time is the way to go here. Stack up a number of those damage over times without getting purged, and your enemy will have no chance to outshield or heal that damage. You can keep an enemy fully on the defense with this, and yet they can't damage you at all. You have amazing block ability, great resistances, your tank ability is high. Just keep the dot pressure up, both Stamina and Magicka, and your opponents have no chance at all. Next, and second last, is the Templar. This is the definition of a healer. It has amazing burst heals through Breath of Life, Purify as well, allowing you to remove any damage over time ability on you. The survivability of this class outweighs almost any other class in the game. It is very hard to kill, and played effectively, you will notice amazing survivability. This allows it to work very successfully as both a tank and a healer, but damage is a little harder to generate. A skilled player will manage to stack up a number of damage over times with the power of the light or purifying light, burst potential into those damage over times and an ultimate, and generate a quick kill. But a less skilled player will struggle to generate damage. So again, if you want to survive a lot, a great class for you. Generating high damage, a little tougher in the Magicka front. Stamina, however, is a different barrel of fish. If you play Stamina in this class, you can absolutely destroy your opponent if you get the class rotation down. Pop up your dots, time any hard-hitting CC. Bread and butter are going to be Dawnbreaker and Berserk or Dizzying Swing. Those are your three go-to. Any of those, you're going to see enemy die fast. Repentance of the body, quick stamina back. It's great sustain through that. Outside of that, sustain is tough, but again, it's got some of the best burst potential in the game, and the survival is very strong. So learn to sustain, and this class is amazing survivability and great burst. Last but not least, and this is our brand new class with the Morrowind patch. This class has some incredible heal over time abilities. There are so many, it's almost impossible to count. And this is obviously only a prediction. The class is currently not live when I'm making this video, but certainly I'll keep you updated. This class is going to be a real contender for top dog for many well-rounded players. If you can keep your resistance buffs up and keep your heal over time buffs up, you will probably remove the need to ever heal in a fight. What does that mean? You are going to be able to keep a full offense gameplay, and that is something so hard to deal with, especially when sustain is so important in a fight. Offense is almost always cheaper than defense, so through this class's ability to keep up heal over times, you will be able to keep a full offense on your opponent, forcing them on the defense and draining their resources very rapidly. Unquestionably, any skill player with an all-rounded build is going to want to go Warden. And one thing's for certain, when this is going to hit the patch, it is going to be a real contender in the battlefield. So once you have your character selected, your character's ready, there's only one big choice left. What do you have to get right over everything else when you make that character of choice? Your race, because your race is going to have racial passives that are absolutely key to your playstyle. These can offer anything from regen, damage, max resources, increased healing, you name it, it's there. But if you get this wrong, you're going to be playing your cast absolutely gimped against other people. You want to get this right, and if you do want to get it right, I suggest you check the next video linked below, how to get your racial class passives right, and you'll be set to go in PvP. Good luck, everyone. I hope the builds work, and I will see you again.